Hello and welcome to episode 20, oh my goodness, of the Apocalyptic Knitter podcast. I am your host, Naomi, and I come to you from Leeds in West Yorkshire, where I live with my husband, my young son and our cat, who is in the kitchen eating for the billionth time today. So yes, welcome. My social media handles are Naomi Knits on Instagram and Big Bird on Ravelry, so feel free to give me a follow. And I want to say a hello to the new subscribers who have just joined. We've had a little bit of a flurry of activity this last week, so thank you ever so much. And welcome back to existing viewers. Anyway, so there we go. Nee is doing well. Yeah, or could do me exercise as well while I record, can't I? Yeah, we're 3.5 weeks post-op now, and I'm off the crutches, which is really good. So yeah, just trying to start to ramp up the walking just quite nice and gradually, so I don't kind of do any damage. Had my physio appointment yesterday and I saw the consultant last week, and they're really happy with how it's going. Got some new exercises, so yeah, it's still frustrating because I forget that I can't walk as fast as I can, and in your head you think, oh, just nip out in the car, and I thought, yeah, I still can't drive or anything like that. But you know, I'm really pleased with how things are going. Right, what have I got for you today? I was going to podcast in the morning, and I don't know what stopped me from doing it. I think I just had some adulting and life admin that I needed to just kind of get out the way first, and then I realised I had a dentist appointment and it was a filling and it's just worn off now, so I don't want to podcast or anyway, I've actually made some notes, which is good because I know I'm a little bit scatty at the moment. So I've got an accidental finished object. I say accidental because it wasn't even on my needles or anything. I've done another pair of the side hustle cuffs. I do knit other items as well, honest. So the pattern is by Shana Cohen, and yeah, they're just like a really nice quick knit. As I say, they're just cuffs, so they're not, if you wanted to put a couple of stitches in there, I suppose you could, but I find them really nice for just like around the house when it starts getting a bit chilly, because I think if your hands are warm you feel a bit warmer. It's a really simple pattern. It's a paid for pattern, but it's quite adaptable. You can use 4-ply held double, or you can use DK. So I quite like using it to use up bits and pieces of different scraps and things like that. So the yarn that I used, this lovely, oh that's quite a good shot actually. This one here is called Potion by Floof Fibre, F-L-O-O-F, Floof, and it's called Potion and it's DK, and I think that was on the merino base. And then I don't have much DK in my stash, but I've recently got a couple of balls of some acrylic and I thought, you know what, why not? So I just did all the short rows, the contrast in this, which is I swear to God, I am losing my mind at the moment. If I ever need acrylic, I always just go straight for Stylecraft, because it's just, you know, it's a really decent one, isn't it? So I picked all these colours, went onto Wool Warehouse, as you do, and it was Signet acrylic DK that came, and I was like, I'm sure I ordered Starcraft. I've checked my receipt and I obviously ordered it, but yeah, it's decent, very similar, and I think this is called, I can't remember what it's called. I'll have to find out. It'll be like fuchsia or hot pink or something. So I thought, yeah, quite happy with those. So my friend and her family came over for a bit of a surprise visit to Leeds. So I'm going to use the opportunity to say hello to Chloe and Leanna if they are watching. There we go. Proof that I have a cat. Madam trying to get my attention. So that is our cat there. You'll just have to wait a few moments. I can't get up to let you out just yet. Tell you what. So yeah, so hi to Chloe and Leanna, my little fan clubs. So my friend's daughters, and I'd been meaning to make her mum some mitts for a while now, and I remembered that I forgot to make them for Christmas. She's quite a close friend. We've been friends since we were about 3 or 4 kind of thing, so it was, you know, just like, it feels like extended family. So anyway, I tried to get these done in time. It didn't quite make it, but you know what, that's fine. I also have noticed that because I've been working on the Gansey and it's very fine needles and you don't get that quite dopamine hit, you know, but like you do with other thicker weighted yarn, I thought I wanted to kind of just do a little bit each day on a different project, just to kind of give me that little bit of a instant gratification, without being taking my interest off. So that was why I have got another whip project, but I can't, it's a secret in it, so I can't really go into that. But what I am going to do, because I can tell you soon, I might be very cloak and dagger here, I might record it and then release it when I'm able to tell you. Yeah, I'm going to do that. So that's that. So yes, the Gansey. I've done a fair bit of work on it. So there you go, look at that. So I've put some progress keepers in to kind of show how much I'm doing each day or each stint, and the cheese one, I put that in at the last time that the last time I podcasted. Oh, the cat's coming close. As she comes close enough, I'll give her 2 minutes of fame and pick her up. So yeah, so I'm really happy. It now measures 26 centimetres, and I've been doing the length. The total length of the sweater that I need to get to is 77 centimetres. However, I'm doing some shoulder, they're called shoulder gussets, and they're probably like a few centimetres, so I might kind of knit to 75 centimetres because I'm going to be gaining a bit of extra length these shoulder pads. Not pads, but I also, because it's still a little bit curly, you can see, but it is starting to kind of drop now, which is good. But because the cable length on here is just a tiny bit negative, which means I can't fully straighten out the fabric without the without dropping the stitches. I don't know if you remember me saying that last episode I had all these stitches on these needles, and when I ordered them I thought they were like chrome or like plated, but they're actually wood. And I kind of felt, because wood has that little bit of a bend, I didn't want them to snap because the Leica one snapped. So I ended up investing in a pair of higher as you can just about see the red lace cables there. So what I did was, as I was transferring them and I knitted at the halfway point, I was able to kind of stretch them out on both needles, actually get that width measurement to kind of check that I had hit gauge right and everything. So yeah, so I was looking for a chest measurement of 59 centimetres, and it's measuring across at just under 60 centimetres. So it'd be a little bit wider, but I'm absolutely happy with that, because as I say, it's a very densely knitted fabric. It's you know, I'm happy with that. So yes, so I then gonna get a little bit technical. I'm waiting to hear from the person who I'm making this for, to kind of feedback on what they want me to do with the yoke. So can I give a couple of options? So Mr. D, if you're watching this, if you recap on the last episode and have a little look, let me know what your thoughts are, because I'm not too far off getting to that point. The Gansey sweater that I'm doing, I'm not doing one specific pattern. I'm kind of using a bit of the frangipani guidelines as to kind of get my structure. I've also got the measurements from the customer, the person I'm making it from. Got their measurements, and I've been referring a little bit to this book that I bought called Knitting Gansey. It's a really lovely book, but they have several patterns in here with different like schematic styles. I know, Kat, you'll just have to wait. They have like different, but some of them, one of the patterns is like a full length pattern, which wasn't what we wanted. There were some that had just a little bit of the plain knitting at the bottom, but then quite a lot of the pattern, which didn't want. We wanted that kind of traditional where it was just about up to here, which is literally a little bit past the sleeves. So I'm going to come to that in a minute. I did find one pattern in here which made me get, I didn't want to follow that pattern exactly for when to knit up to, because the person who I'm making this for is quite tall and they wanted like an extra long length, and so I wanted to get that ratio right, so I got a little bit geeky and did a bit of maths. Their pattern in the book was saying to knit for 30 centimetres plain, and that was for a total of 62 centimetres, which gave me a ratio of 0.48. So using that ratio, and I had a 77 centimetre length, this means that I'm going to be knitting plain for 37 centimetres, and I'm at 26 centimetres, so I've got 11 more centimetres to go of plain knitting, and that's where the fun begins. So that's very exciting. I also, if you can see there, so to kind of give you that little bit of the ratio there, it's kind of round about half and half, but the pattern comes in just before the sleeves, and these triangles here are what are called the armhole gussets, which is what I'm kind of adapting in. And I even counted the rows in the book of how many rows the gusset is, and then I went onto the jumper to see how many rows, or what the measurement of that number of rows would be, and that is 26 rows of 6.5 centimetres. So the emerging gusset will be about that, where it just kind of like lends to the sleeve. So getting all those bits done. I won't be getting there just yet, but when I do get to the shoulders, I do want to practice, because what this book does is it gives you, of each of the patterns, it gives you what we call like a sampler, where it talks, and it's almost as if you're making a Gansey for a teddy bear, just like a little miniature one, enough for you, the knitter, to kind of experience, to go through the motions of the techniques. Which is really good. So I'm not gonna knit a sampler whole Gansey, but I saw like I saw a segment or a part article in the book, which shows you how to practice doing a shoulder one, where you just get like two little swatches of like plain knitting and showing how to do the shoulder strap. So that is where I'm up to with the Gansey. So I've got 11 centimetres of plain knitting left to do, and then you do about an inch and a half of like reverse stockinette, and that kind of like breaks up the pattern and the plain area. I'm just gonna have a slurp of tea. Tetley's decaf, if you're wondering. And I don't know if I mentioned it. So I'm doing this on 2.25mm needles, which is really, that's like what I use for my socks. And I'm using Frangipani, who are usually quite the, I don't know if they say the leaders, or the people who are renowned for doing the Ganseys. I think they're based in Cornwall, I think. Can I reach? Yes, I can. I've got 3 of them. So I think it's going quite well so far, really, the yardage. I can't measure them because they got these insert tubes in here, and I don't know what that weighs. But I think we're doing all right so far. I bought 3 cones for this project. I think this, because they said 2 cones is for like a standard man size. And so with this person being quite tall, so we got a 3rd one just in case. So yeah, so we've done that, which is I think about a third of the way. And I'm averaging about So it's about 1 centimetre an hour really, so I've got about another 3 evenings to do, and then it'll be time really. So hopefully they'll be in touch and let me know what they fancy for the pattern. I also mentioned this last time. This is a Musselburgh hat that I did a good while ago for a friend of the family, and I know that, I mean, look at it now, it's a bit laughable. I know that I did it far too wide. So I said to the person, I said, send it me back. Because let me look at this. It's far too big, isn't it? I mean, I know that the person who was making it for, bless him, he's passed away. Oh, I do miss him. The person who was making it for, he did have a little bit of a big head. But obviously I've kind of like really overshot that, haven't I? So I'm gonna rip it back, because this is the colourway. It was really nice. It's from Bird Street Yarn, and that was what it's called, the Dark Side. It was like their Star Wars collection. So I'm gonna unravel it, because it's not even sausage shape at all, is it? It's meant to be, it's like almost a circle. So yeah, I might even get a hat that fits me, work out the circumference, diameter, whatever you call it, and then yeah, take this down. So that's gonna be a little something in the meantime. I like to get that done for winter, so there we go. And then I did have a couple of acquisitions. I didn't mean to, but they were from the Yarn Snobs page on Facebook, and there was a couple of really good deals, really good prices, and ones that I really liked. So, and this is it now. This is me for a little while. So I got some self-striping sock yarn there. So it's almost a black. I thought it was a black, but it was like a charcoal, very dark grey, with some neon pops in there. And it is called Fireworks Stripes by Hand Dyed by Kate, which I looked them up and I can't see their shop, so I don't know if they're they might not sell anymore, might not dye anymore. That's that one. And then I also got this from the Knitting Goddess. Anybody that knows me knows that that's exactly my colours. Now, I can't tell. I mean, I look at that and I think, oh, is that self-striping? Now, the person who's selling it said it wasn't, but I'm not sure. What do you reckon? It's nice, isn't it? It's a merino. Yeah, superwash merino, 25% nylon, and it's called Setting Sun. So yeah, so that is me. That's my 2 acquisitions. That one's definitely going to be some socks or a shawl for me. I need to stop getting distracted and just plough into the Gansey. What else have I got going on? I think while I've been off, I've been trying to keep myself occupied and have like a little bit of a pretend schedule, because I don't do well with loads of time off. I like to have plans of things to do, and obviously I can't do these things. And as well as I need to do my exercises and my physio and certain amounts of resting, but I can get a bit down in the dumps and all that kind of stuff. So I've been rewatching a little bit of The Walking Dead, which is one of my all-time favourite TV shows. They've got a couple of new spin-offs come up. The one is called, oh, goodness me, I can't remember. I was going to say The Last of Us, but that's not it. I'll have to put it in the show notes. And that was with Rick and Michonne. Now, I watched the first couple of episodes of that, and I couldn't quite get into it. It wasn't that it wasn't good. It was because it had been so long since I'd seen the previous series, and I forgot what had happened and how it was left and all that. And then there's been another one, Daryl Dixon. Now, Daryl was my favourite character. So I thought I need to kind of just go back and refresh myself on who the characters were and how it ended on the, or how it, you know, where it got to the last season. So I've been rewatching that when I can, and I did watch a good fit. I thought I quite enjoyed it last night, from a recommendation of a friend, called No Way Up, on Netflix, and it's about some people that are on a plane that crashes into the sea, and shark infested waters as well. So yeah, I do need to watch things a bit more light-hearted, really, don't I? I think talking of which as well, I'm trying to build up like my mental activity kind of thing, as I'm starting to feel better, and kind of just get my focus and all that kind of back into it, so then when I go back to work, it's not like too much of a shock to the system. And I know that I wanted to get back into reading. The book that I'm reading halfway through is Court of Thorn of Roses, but I think that's more, it's quite an intense read that I can't do while I'm knitting at the same time as well, kind of thing. So I kind of wanted something a bit more easygoing read or whatever. So I've picked this up, called The Salt Path by Raina Wynn. I know a couple of people have been reading this, and this is on loan from a friend. I really like the illustration. It's just quite different, isn't it? Now, they've lent me the first 2 books of this. I'm forgetting what the other one's called. Now, when I read the back of the book, and when they were selling it to me to read, you know, you sat there and you're thinking to yourself, that is not something that sounds interesting to me at all. But you don't want to, you know, you don't want to upset your friend, do you? So I was all like, oh, okay. But I've had a couple of people say that it's quite okay, so I thought I'll give it a bit of a spin, because I don't want to kind of spend all my day just watching telly. Not that I do, to be honest with you. I'm a bit of a fidget bum, and I've been doing little tasks or little reasons to kind of get up every hour and to just potter around and all things like that. So yes, I'm going to start reading that. I shall let you know. Have you read it? Any good? Yes? No? But yeah. So that is me. Budget talk. I have been very good and worked out my 2025 budget. We've got it's just going through the application at the moment. We need to do a remortgage in December, so we've kind of got something in place now, fingers crossed, which means like so many other thousands of people, millions of people, that we'll be paying a significant more amount of money in December. So I'm gonna be better with my money, and I got this planner that somebody kindly gifted to me, and it's all got, I don't know if you can see there, all different denominations, with no more than 10, and there's like 1s, 2s, 3s, things like that. So then you can colour it in, and then if you once you colour the whole thing in, you've saved £2,025, which I think that seems quite a lot to me. But do you know what? I'm willing to give it a go. I've got some smaller ones as well, because I entered some kind of deal with Sheen and picked up some of these, and these are some smaller ones. So there's like a £1 challenge there. Every little piggy that you colour in, and that gives you £50. So that's a bit more manageable. So yeah, I feel a bit more. I think I'm not head in the sand, but I was not looking forward to this as well, and it's not as bad as I thought, because the prices are coming down a little bit, interest rates are coming down a little bit, but yeah, life is still expensive, so anything that makes it into a little bit of a fun game, I'm all up for that. So yeah, if you're interested in that, drop us a message and I'll let you know where I got that from. It wasn't very expensive. It was like a download from somebody on Etsy, and it was something like £1.50 or something. I just can't remember the name of the person at the moment, because that's how I am. Anyway, that leaves us nicely. 32 minutes, that's fine. I'm going to crack on. Oh, I forgot, what am I wearing? Oh, what am I always wearing? I love this jumper. This is one from Ellie at Curio Stitches. It's not Curio Stitches anymore, sorry. It's Ellie's Yarn Company on Instagram, and this is called the Athama jumper. Now, I love the colour of this. The yarn itself, I probably would have used a different yarn, but I had a sweater weight quantity at the time of doing the test knit. It's just that from King Cole's, and I do find it a little bit pilly, but I absolutely love it, and I wear this one so much. It's 4-ply, and it's just got really lovely positive ease. You can wear it more cropped. This is quite short for me. It's just like up to the belt level. I really like the sleeve decreases down the arm. It's just really me. So there we go, the Athama jumper, ATHAME, Athama sweater. So yeah, anyway, I'm going to love you and leave you and catch you soon. Let me know what you've been up to. Have you read those books, or have you been watching the new spin-offs of Walking Dead? Let me know what you think, and I'll see you soon. Take care.